Source.
We're doing Chapter 6, The
Matt
Source.
Expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived.
To the ED? Emergency doctor? Is that post to ER? I've never seen ED. She's fine now, but it was stressful. Okay, that's good. I'm glad. I'm sorry to hear that was happening. That's kind of scary. Your emergency department. Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Well, I'm sorry. That's no good. I'm really glad that, like, she's okay now. You're okay. Everybody can just chill a little bit. You've had your quota for the year. No more, you know.
He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle.
I have to admit, I don't remember everything.
Said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies.
You definitely know more, exactly.
The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy.
I know, we always are like, in our house, we're not like superstitious or anything like that, but we're just like, we have our quota, that's it, we're done. 2 people aren't allowed to be sick at the same time, is 1 at a time, like...
It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth.
Is this where their treehouse is supposed to be?
He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow.
You gonna go lurk and get food? Yes,
hard.
absolutely.
A headstone.
Please go get food, get water, whatever you gotta do. Thank you for bringing your people through.
A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
Oh, this is his dad's. Okay. You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. Oh, they ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. What do I do?
There was no reply. Just snow-covered silence.
I didn't know we were starting today so sad. Okay, we didn't give him the slip, but why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Oh, yeah, they did! This looked totally different.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
Well, it better be Nat. We gotta hide! Uh-oh. These still remind me of the things from Monsters, Inc. 259k. Fall off distance, still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes, but what about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated. No, it's really not.
And lobbed it playfully.
Hey. Don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. What? At first I was like, is that a glitch? And then no, that was intentional. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on
Luca
graves.
stuttered through heaving sobs.
Yeah. I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover? Who you helping? Look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerks comes at you acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure, would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. Hey! He's got a plan. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
We burn it. I was up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source. Ooh. Okay, I just want to, like... It got awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Aw, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. I'm pretty sure that's Kerr. But... that's sort of the problem with, like, playing games like this in segments, is you forget little bits. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furious. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I, came into possession of some premium-grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
The chicken coop story. No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. Just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rollo got grounded for months, which is why I need to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under the tree. When I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found him and tossed him.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
So do we now have, like, a time stamp for when the switcheroo happened? Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Yeah, unbelievable. So now we sort of have, like, a time frame. Which wasn't that long ago then. Do you think this is the game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is just someone who never refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman hero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast off, loser. Oh no. Nope. Over. Okay. Oh yeah, we haven't actually explored, like, the rest of town. Okay, we can't go that way. Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place. Oh. Well, that's cool. Okay, you can't go that way.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Oh. Whoa. I can see why they want to move us all out of the town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. Yep. This is the source? The dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Her. Where's Rolo? I was at line before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Oh, this bad. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Are we gonna get pushed in? Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you, regrets is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. That's far enough.
He plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
He's threatening him with a firework? Oh no. Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr
The clipboards
sighed
are walking
into the
backwards.
frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in
no!
the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie to call them back. What channel do I use? Doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Okay. Yup. Wow, can you believe this guy? Oh.
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No, can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
Oh no. You aren't gonna kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. You know.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. All I have to do is travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Oh, this is so sad. Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Whoa! Okay.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request.
We can go back and play it out again.
Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The 2 silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Aww. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. And then that just appears. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. What? Curious. But of course, those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. Ha! Tempest liquimine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the hole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would happen if in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Yeah, we do, actually. It will take a good while to safely break through and access the source again. You know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you're going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in...
What?
Beacon Pines. Pines harder.
What?
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Yep.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair.
I'm in the hole?
Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away.
The founder?
A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
No.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Yep. Okay. We can go back and do this. So we've done the hard cop, chill cop, and okay, we can do sly cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps,
we're all the way back
she
here.
roused Mr. Tolliver.
What's going on here? You're that Meadowville girl. No. Is that what her name was? Please call me Beck. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran.
Yeah.
This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand, we never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here to...
Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You're sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There is one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing, really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And then, wouldn't you know, it intercepted an old phrase in perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password that Juniper just... Oh, but Juniper dismissed it. Says it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and know where to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I have this under control. It's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Damn. You guys catch that? Sure did. The whole time Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf. But all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
Password, Rolo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about the candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any goodbye transmission is never what it
Beck
seems.
marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried, covered. Could be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... Oh, it's an anagram. Uncreed's drugstore. Shit, he did that fast.
Mika and Beck looked at Rolo with amazement.
Rolo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's Nudge Drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How'd you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Ooh. That was very impressive. Yeah, let's say hi. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. He's off doing something. Don't know what. Oh. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. They don't look like siblings. Was caught up with work. Work? You? Add a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what did you have to report? What is this Insipid Town festival really about?
Gus looked around nervously.
I think Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When all this inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you always just be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, children. Yeah, except this lady's just out here. Oh, hey, it's the kid.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Okay, he knows about the candy. Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wonder why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. He must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. But him, he needs licorice. Well, he's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Can we... Okay. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kren's Nude Drugstore! I mean, underground secrets! The password!
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Oh god. Alright, let's see
Luca
there.
cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great. Now what? I guess.
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it! You knew there was a full secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hankatomic issue 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Looks like each of these has something written on them. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizers. And a series of tubes. Paul always says you can only trust a miner up to the point where they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies to this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Rhino Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. The suit has a broken mask. Oh, we have found our mystery warehouse creeper. We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like an uncreed and talks like an uncreed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. A lot of buttons. Let's push all of them. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what'd you do? Nothing. He didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. I would personally hide in one of the tubes. Shit. 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 Awesome. You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Unground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. They love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? It's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. I don't care about our skins. Hold on now. I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. My dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this, but you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she...
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. And honestly, hers was way cooler. She got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now, she's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain? Why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. The heck is the source? She tries to destroy the source, it could cataclysm. And dear God, she's gonna freeze us all! You all need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. He's gone. That did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town. Aww.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face.
We're back?
And she was flung out into the cold.
That was intense? Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Here where we are. Somewhere cold. Does it look like it got any of us? Didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go? It sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We've got to catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. This is very interesting because we've already been here with Luca, but Luca obviously doesn't remember it. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all Beacon Pines, but this does look like something sort of frozen replica of town. I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rollo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through this metallic wormhole back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
That's not gonna end well. Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you doom this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rowanbeck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not
they both
true.
Now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
So we can cry or hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
Aww.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out.
Whoa!
A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
I was not expecting this.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
Oh. How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother.
What?
Only smaller, older, changed.
What? Mom? That's right, Buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Ow. You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? Yeah. It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. The more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These were bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. And what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. This is just, like, kind of frying my brain a little. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago.
Oh.
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus Liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Oh. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me? I will not. This town has a dangerous secret and perennial harvest only exists to keep them hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days, but while they had us evacuated... Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to... You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please? Uh-oh. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gathered in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just a sneaky little Dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true, and now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. The ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side, like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party, but alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir, of course. You've done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Bound to you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Are they gonna tell us that this is Sharper? Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? Oh. Ah, so you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I want you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal a sign. Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Oh. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr.
William
Kerr?
Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward. Does anyone else have something to
A
contribute?
helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools? You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy! I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with your admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting my time. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can live forever? But what about... It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't, take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. People deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because you left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You are about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. Played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest? Ha! You'd think that puffed up, Blatherskite would have accomplished all of this? Non, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect lie and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service. Didn't we read about him in a book in the library? Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It was truly the role of a lifetime. Wait. So this Bill Kerr was a patsy the whole time? Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Yeah, it's a patsy! Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I'll make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends make a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity if things would have gone a bit differently. You might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can, and I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Damn. Okay. So we can do chill and we can weep.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
I'll handle this, just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times.
Why?
Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell
He
rung.
looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. This was all a big mistake. Look, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled. Rollo's here?
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Oh, alright. Mistakes happen. You kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Just let me out of these ropes and call it
Luca
even.
glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Tolliver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my gran up to? If you just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know we can trust
Mr.
you?
Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? And since your gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just... all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town. An archive of my dad's old disturbing patient notes.
Luca gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives. I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This'll all make sense in time.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
You see, this town has secrets, Luca. A very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be brought
He
to...
punctuated his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Light. Son
Beck
of
darted to the
a...
wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there. And let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
Who would have thought that would have happened? Play it cool, huh? On now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end.
Okay.
Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement.
No.
Back to the drawing board.
Alright. Okay, we can do Malice and Weep. Big freeze happens and they're stuck in the basement, finally breaking out. After a while, they go.
There was a malice lurking behind those eyes. Like a trap ready to spring.
Oh, this is a way back.
Luca felt the weight of Nuncrete's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this all to be over. Of course, I'm sure it'll all work out soon enough. To get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rolo at the treehouse.
Luca twisted free of Nuncrete's grasp.
Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. Yeah, okay, let's go. This is so weird now that we have all this info. The festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree, this is all more than a little sad. It's worse than sad, it's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It'd be a shame if someone...
The two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
I'm almost now wondering if that second person is actually, like, an adult. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Modwell. I work here now. I'm unable to locate you on our staff roll. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. Okay. No, we've already done that. Okay. Rolo.
He aired a long holler into the woods.
Rolo! Rolo, wherever you are, I hope you're
Luca
okay.
felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag. He conceded to its lumpy embrace.
Oh, it's nap time?
Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse. This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire. The source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket. A keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father's face. "A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together. Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait? For what? Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. That's up to you. Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real? Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me. Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. And you? The doppelganger choked back tears. I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone. Does that make sense? Through his tears, Luca laughed. I think so. His father pulled him in for an embrace. Time to go, buckaroo. Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor.
Are you there?
A commanding voice rumbled from below. Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open.
Uh-oh.
Chapter 5.
Whoa! We're all the way back at chapter 5? Oh my god.
Dangers big and small.
Holy shit.
Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight.
Okay, so it's an adult?
Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward to the balcony. As his hand grasped the door handle, Luca froze. A large figure clumsily wriggled up through the hole.
Who is that? Stop right there, or I'll... Sheesh, I know it's dark and all, but I figured you'd recognize me. Who are you?
The large figure cocked its head inquisitively.
Is that supposed to be Rolo? Stop now, or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat. Whoa, whoa, take it easy. Luca, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rolo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rolo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Luca, quit messing around. It's me. If it really is you, prove it. Flaming chicken coop, Luca.
Luca's jaw dropped.
Yep.
He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rolo, only bigger, older.
This is so confusing.
Changed.
How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. What? Where did they take you? Dunno, they threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. Oh, the chlorine from the tubes. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big. Look.
Rolo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Oh no, he thinks it's just his hands. Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower, but beggars can't be choosers. Rolo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet too? Dang, Pa just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so small?
Luca moved to the side and pointed Rolo to his reflection in the balcony window.
He's so much bigger now. What
His
the?
hands shot up to his face.
Wait, Toledo! Rolo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some sort of green crud. Ew. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It kind of tasted like licorice. Wait a second. Are they talking about the licorice from Mr. Nuncreed's store? I passed out and woke up like this. And then I sorta smashed open my cage and escaped. Oh my You smashed open a cage? Kinda. At least, I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur. They had you in a cage? Who are these people? I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it. Fix it? This is awesome! Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Luca, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched and I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger? Ha!
Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs.
I'll take them all on. Oh! This is gonna be weird. Hey fellas, what's up?
Rollo dove behind Luca.
Take cover! Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened, and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So, you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend? No, this is my buddy Rollo. This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little old. I'll have you know this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How did you find us? Your silly little treehouse? I think you mean our silly little mission control. I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear your racket from a mile away. See, Luca, this is why we need to improve our security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened? Yeah, but...
She shot a nervous glance at Rollo.
Anything you can say around me, you can say around Rollo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yep.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try and salvage my hair. So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Oh no. Okay, just need to play it cool. And hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing. I was just... Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? I just kind of felt like a change. This is gonna take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change is a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lesson to heart.
Ilona tried to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nellie had to go into work. Tonight? Her and Mr. Kerr decided it'd be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow. Oh. Something about Mr. Kerr being a creep. He is. Him and his weird cult of personality. You're not going to ruin this job for Nellie, and it means too much to her. I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. The people are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains. You'll get used to it. I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know, I grew up in a town not that different from this one. Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people? Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what you can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival, but not another peep. Okay,
she sighed,
what's wrong with the blue hair?
Looked down at Beck sympathetically.
I know moving is hard, honey, but that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. And if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more...
She flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Night, Mom. Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded? No. Sorry you got in trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look. Great. Can we get back to the story now? The next part is the important bit. I have this radio upgraded with my mom, and I was too angry to sleep, so I tried to dial in something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr? Yes, I'm busy. What is it? Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment. Hello, sir. It's nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on our new lead researcher of deep engineering? Nellie, Modal seems to be integrating nicely. At this very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I can even get the chance to suggest it. Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival. I'll make sure she stays days and night until it's accomplished. Good. You know how I feel about loose ends. Yes, sir. Once she's finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company. Immediately, sir? I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold. You're in the endgame, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I can't afford to take any risks. Of course, sir. No loose ends. Once she finishes the work, she'll either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all. Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay just for a bit. Oh? It's just we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past. I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all you've done for me. Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions. Of course. Shut up, Bill. You're only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Damn. Hi, Kit. Welcome back. Well, yeah. Just so we're clear, when they said loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like actually killing someone? Capital murder?
Luca gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Like, okay. They're literally talking about Beck's mom right now? Who is his founder? I was hoping you guys would know. Nah, as far as we know, Kerr is the top banana at perennial harvest. Sounded scared of this founder guy. So we have an even topper banana on the field? The hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue work of someone else she respected. Luca, do you think that body at the warehouse was the person Beck's mom came to replace? That would make sense. Beck, it seems like Nellie's predecessor got, loose-ended. I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Won't she just come home after work? The creep on the radio said they were going to hold her until then. So if she's not coming out, we gotta go in and get her.
Beck flicked a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor.
Maybe this'll help. You have blueprints? Well, it's really just a welcome map from my mom's PH orientation day, but it shows the layout. Sure looks like blueprints to me. Look, there's the reception area, there's a big room marked Founder's Office. It even has exits marked. Guys! We have a deadline, we have an objective, we have blueprints! You realize what this is,
Rolo
right?
started to wiggle with excitement.
I think we're heisting! I love these kids so much. It's officially a heist.
Chapter 6.
Oh. We're back! Oh, hi, honey! How are you? How was work? Oh. Okay. Everything's in the laundry? Hopefully tomorrow is better. And Herd's gonna ice it? Okay. Hopefully it's not, like, bruised or anything. Well, you're here for cozy time. It's getting very strange, but I like it.
The heist. They spent the night's end huddled around that small map, formulating a plan to infiltrate the headquarters of Perennial Harvest. It would be no small feat, a modern facility equipped with all manner of technology, not to mention the swarm of clipboards that would most certainly be scattered throughout. By the time the sun began to peek through the car window used as a makeshift balcony door, all were in agreement. This could just work.
Just.
The final day before the festival would be used to prepare. They'd need to pool every resource at their disposal, pull every favor with a thread, even enlist some unsavory characters around town with important tasks only they were suited for. Luckily, there was enough ill will and mistrust toward Perennial Harvest that alliances could be found at a bargain. Luca, Beck, and Rolo rubbed their eyes as they exited the treehouse.
Who are they enlisting?
They hadn't slept at all that night. There was no time. The festival was to begin in one day, and they each had their assignments.
Alright, quick recap. I love that Rolo is, like, huge now. Rolo, you're gonna talk to Roxy. Cordially. Without her and Fitz, this whole thing could go bust. Me, Cordial is my middle name. Uh-huh. And how do you plan to explain your new...
He waved vaguely at Rolo's sizable figure.
Circumstance. Ah, she'll be so happy I'm alive she won't even notice.
Beck snorted an involuntary giggle.
And Beck, you're sure Alona won't just shoot this whole thing down when she hears it? She'll listen. Once she understands the danger Nellie is in, the danger we're all in, the plan will make sense. Okay. That leaves me with Jeff, then Iggy. How are you gonna persuade them? I'll think of something.
They each looked at each other with sleepy confidence and nodded.
Hi, Headless. How's it going? Oh, Godspeed. Enlist the help of Jeff. Oh, Iggy and Tish. Oh god, this is so far back. I don't even know if what Iggy looks like now. We're on, like... God. Laundry, you need to swap over? Ayo, there you go. Okay, I'm looking for Jeff and Iggy and Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. What can I do for you? Well, I know how much you hate Perennial Harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry. I mean, I didn't say it was the wrong word. Gotcha. So, we're gonna break into their headquarters, and I thought you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
Got done playing an indoor playground, now we're grocery shopping? Oh! I've never been to an indoor playground. Is it just like all padding and it's like indoor dodgeball, or is it more involved than that? Because that sounds really cool. You see, I knew you kids were all right. Great, so you'll help?
And Jeff's face drained instantly.
Not a chance. But give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you rascals.
Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind.
Oh! Holy shit! Should I just say shit? I feel like junk is the correct choice, but I really want to say shit. Shit! Yeah, it's all shit. Still ain't helping. Ain't that some shit? Okay.
Luca wasn't ready to give up so easily. He shouted out again.
Okay, we'll try junk. Yeah, what of it? Sonny, I've got more junk than a king has copper. Ain't interested. Okay. Crooked. They're all crooks. Like cockroaches. Stamp one out and another comes scurrying along to take its place. Oh my god. Okay, so... hide?
Jeff's brow perked up.
What do you say? Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor.
Oh! Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not afraid.
Jeff's scowl faded with a sigh.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do, but you'll never hear him say I hid from nothing.
One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What is it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I've got just the thing. And while we're at it, that crate could come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gobs could cover it. Put it on my tab.
Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated.
Ah, done. Swing by first thing in the morning. Okay, cool. Now we just have to go get Iggy and Tish. Oh my god, Iggy looks normal! Hey Tish, look who it is! Luca, are you here to try and tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out.
Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
We're listening. Iggy, I know you've both been giant bags of shit to each other.
Iggy gave a reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong. But lately, life has been kinda... strange, you know?
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here. So I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What you say we break our hostilities, at least for now? We do like breaking things. Even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ.
A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face.
Oh my god, there's this little evil guy. He's so cute. My, Luca Van Horn, I'm impressed. And after all this is done, maybe you and Tish can come hang out in the treehouse sometime.
Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement.
Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We just like to cause chaos.
With a quick nod, Luca was off.
Did you hear that, Tish?
Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile.
He invited us to hang out at the
A
treehouse.
single tear ran down Tish's cheek.
I never expected this day to come. How wonderful. That's the only thing that Tish has actually said.
Chapter 7.
Other than, yup.
Into the hive. A good heist requires preparation. And thorough preparation takes time, something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. "We are locked and loaded on my end." And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention.
Yeah, because he looks weird now?
Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach perennial harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence.
I don't think that that's what it is, but okay.
Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms.
They really got the 10% down, huh? I mean, to be fair, they're not gonna think it's Rollo, because that's not what Rollo looks like. But that's like 3% wardrobe. Yeah, I know. Stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. Delivery? I don't have anything on my notes about a delivery. One moment. You can call me Mr. Rollo. Yep. Well, they were basically saying that, like, before they realized it was Rollo, they thought it was, like, his uncle or something. I'm so sorry, but there's no delivery schedule for this morning. Right.
He had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret.
Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder can be. I suppose we can leave this one off the records. Damn. Our harvest awaits and such.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the Perennial Harvest headquarters.
Our harvest awaits. Package here for the founder. Oh, I didn't hear anything about... Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. I'll just check.
He stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form...
Rollo interrupted with urgency in his voice.
Every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Rollo panicked.
Our harvest awaits! Sir? That's a restricted area. Excuse me, sir? Our harvest awaits! The fucking panic. Alright, to light this candle, Tish. Yep. See? That's all she says. Also, that's not a candle, that's a firework. Back on this perennial ham fist. was
the
that?
distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence.
Just open the damn door. I got a job to
The
do.
clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
I should check on that noise. Oh, come on! Just buzz me in already. Okay, okay. Ah, we're in, bitches! It's a Roman candle. Phew. That was close. Oh! Who's in the box? Our harvest awaits? Hey, I figure when in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one, but you pulled it off. Nice work, Rollo. Alright, everyone knows what to do? Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case she needs some muscle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. There's not even any cups for the water. Can I push it? Oh, no. This is my nightmare. Is this some sort of mind game? Oh! I don't know what that means. I've found the Lost Woods in what?
Solomon stopped in his tracks.
Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Yes, yeah, no, not for me. Luca? What are you doing here? It's a long story. Are you okay?
A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I'm most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes, how did you know? They brought me here and locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. Dang, okay, you should stick with me. We've got a plan. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, no. I wonder if there was a way to do those hallways where you didn't come across Solomon.
Solomon's facade briefly faltered.
Yeah, I wonder why. We? Yeah, Rollo Becken are headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't leave just yet. But they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see Andor Mort Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this way.
Happened to notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. I literally just came out that door, though. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate.
Luca tried the handle.
Oh, it's this door. Okay.
Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electronic lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like
Luca
that.
smiled and looked at his watch.
Let's just wait a minute. I don't know what's sort of funny business you're up to, but I like it.
She mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
So, how do you... Did she cut the power?
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us.
Luca switched on his walkie-talkie.
This is not good. That was easy. I'm assuming she just, like, shorted the power or something. With a shovel and just poking it? I don't know. But it's a game. It's fine. Rolo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck at a locked door marked 24601. That's the number in Les Mis. Isn't it? You see the books on the chair for a booster seat? Oh, yeah. No, I did see that. Is it 24601? Jean Valjean's, like, number? What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friend Solomon.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around the password.
Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets. The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black background.
It is? Hell yeah! I have a good memory for very useless things. How did you guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rolo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the founder uses such a basic password. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves.
Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile.
Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck.
Luca quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
Rolo, I think it should do it. Bango bango, doors open. Luca, you never fail to impress. What is that slippery, loot even doing down there? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca, I think we're close. The next door marks 13806. No, that's not a thing.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Maybe that's what opens the lock. We've got company. Luca, must go faster. One sec. I can't think with all this noise.
He quickly skimmed the screen with his finger.
Here it is. 13806. Go, go, go. Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. Aww. Oh man, no water cups. Rolo. Oh no, it's gonna lead to the dead end! Rolo, are you okay? Rolo, come in.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms, they're trapped.
With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. Rolo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. What? Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Take a break for it! That little shit just kicked me? Don't stand there after them. Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rolo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep anyone so pissed off they can't see straight? Let's just say we got time. Entering Nellie's office now. Mom! Honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the Young Chemist lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. Need to get you out of here. Who is your adult friend? Oh no. That looks really sus, but it's just Rolo. No, I'm not an adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I had much more of a growth spew. Oh, that's not possible.
He leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars consistent with tempus liquamine exposure. Is that what you call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the hell is going on in this place? I was brought here to work on the discovery of a lifetime. I mean, yeah. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempus Liquamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relation to time. It was a secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvested the source, infusing small amounts of Tempus Liquamine into the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops will be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time. But it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempus Liquamine is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as a manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to make it do a specific thing, the more it resists. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, Luca's dad. Harnessing Tempus Liquamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent that we achieve a successful result before today's festival. We didn't, right?
Sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle. I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Dr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them, and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. Sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Oh, he dead? Yeah. Mr. Prescott dead. Her had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. I just... Like now. Wait, the vial. I finally solved the chemical equation allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we've got Dr. Modwell heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Alright, everything's on track. And what is your plan for escape? We'll go over everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. This is very bad to be in here. Malice 80 proof whiskey. Hard drink for a hard man. Oh, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
I should just smother you right now. What's that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Ah, don't be silly. You're no bother at all. I wonder if you can play these out of order. Because stuff that, like, we know right now, because we played it in a certain order, is very funny. But if you didn't play it the way that we played it, you're, like, not understanding what's going on. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security system, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy is sure boring.
Solomon once again muttered under his breath.
You wait. Huh? Oh, nothing.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Dang, this must be good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. No, let's investigate. Looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with the party? Only time will tell.
Luca held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. You must have been in here recently. I wish we could click on the books. I'm really sorry you got dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't worry about me. Feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face.
You piece of shit!
They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it! That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Yep. Rolo. Before we start tossing blame around, it is possible someone ordered a pizza. Wait. What the fuck? We love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. No, don't let him watch it. He's just gonna fucking open it. Oh, no. Everyone else huddle up. Yeah, oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no! Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Oh no! Dr. Modwell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child, the powerful, enigmatic founder. Sharper, the fallen, progenitor who created this town. Perennial harvest, Valentine fertilizer, all connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Yes, now you've got it. Tempest Liquamite, you discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Very good, Dr. Modwell, very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional.
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
And the effects went a little too far for my tastes. That's why you needed me to finish Dr. Prescott's work. Which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder
Before
of
he
the...
could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Yes! Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what you have in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy
Rollo
about it.
casually tossed the vial to Luca.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a
Luca
taste.
tickled the vial mockingly.
Seize him. Luca, over here. Oh my god, they're playing hot potato. Move another inch and I'll smash
She
it.
held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or, if you're lucky, nothing happens, then what? We capture you and grant you much less leniency?
He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word, if you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed.
A deep uncertainty washed over Beck.
You're a smart girl, Beck. And there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there is only one way this ends.
She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it! We can't trust the jerk. I'm sorry, he's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded. Solomon pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a
What
sharp
the
flick.
fuck? Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance
The
review.
blood drained from Kerr's face.
You think it's the wrong vial? Because she held the vial behind her back earlier? Oh, that's true, it might be. But where would she have gotten the other vial from? Unless she snatched it when she was in her mom's office? But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir. Oh, are we gonna get to see that part of it again? And to think all of this is thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn, your father is always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be part of something great, but the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work.
His head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me his true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life.
A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Oh, that's the festival. Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use that time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. They do know they left us in here with the control panel, right? Well, crap. Hey. I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know, it's just we were so close. I have a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. What? Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. No, don't make this about wrestling. Rolo. You just need some time. That's what you're gonna assume? I don't know. Rolo, it's over. We lost. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else. A note hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? It's what she said! I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. Dr. Prescott must have sensed that his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short, so he left behind the letter with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luca, I think they were meant for you. What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempest liquamine.
The color dropped from Luca's face.
But we know that in an alternate timeline. Did she... She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to rediscover the purpose for scientific discovery. Science is often at the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something so powerful as time itself. I now believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
Oh shit, he doesn't know in this timeline. But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull. Chapter 8.
That explosion would be her dropping the torch down the source.
Comeuppance.
I think.
Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground.
Yep.
Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Gran, what are you doing here? I'm just laughing at, like, the little cane flourish. Uka, what are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rolo. Hey, Mrs. Lucas Gran. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine. Oh no, what did they... Gran, there's no time to explain. We have to go now. Come on, everyone, we've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We've got to stop him.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No. Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Yep.
With a mischievous look,
It's a different vial.
Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I tweaked his wonder potion with a little... malice.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little malice.
Malice? The whiskey from his office? Oh. Yep, dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
That's what I call 80 poof. Oh my god. That's great. You tweeted out pictures of the Renaissance Festival? Waiting for you to send pictures of me? Aw, that's cute. Damn, dude.
The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage.
I just got an achievement saying Pop Goes the Weasel.
The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end. That was unexpected. Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing the damn thing.
We can still do that one. Oh boy, okay.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk.
Oh no! Can't wait to see the look on his face when he realizes he drank his own cigar ash. How did ashes get into the vial? It was pretty easy to mess with the vial when it was behind my back. Well, that's sneaky. Well, it's a bad habit anyways. I always said bad habits are like 50-yard field goals. Huh? Hard to kick. Okay.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
That's one way to kick a bad habit. Damn.
As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines, a new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab hold of a new future. The end. Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying. If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way.
Nah.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like, pocket change? Your unlucky penny? Yeah, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's that gonna do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared
You're gonna
into
choke
a
on it?
belching green.
He might. Grabby's a baby! Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. Okay, I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
I guess what do? We do what Valentines always do. We must be done. Oh, no, what must be done? I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father. Young Sharper. That would be a great help, thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes.
Yes.
With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone, show is over. You may leave now.
Epilogue.
Whoa!
Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn, his mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
Nice PJs. Hello, you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day of mission control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute. I hear you and Rollo have a big plans for the treehouse. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we broke the max capacity 1 Rollo 1 Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Alona's shop going? Been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture upstate. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I just can't help but worry about leaving Rolo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't just mean grown literally. This morning, he was up and finished his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might have been his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Aww, don't tell him this, because it'll go to his head, but I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Alona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's next?
When Perennial Harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new offices. Well, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now, this right here, this is something I can be proud of. He literally just told people what to do, but okay. A little higher. Yep. A little lower. A little higher. Oh my god. I'm telling ya, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. When you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. They'll be fine, right? It'll be fine. If we really want mission control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. Alright. Lead the way. So you decided on a name. Yep, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touch. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's still a lot of work to do, but the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is go slow and fix things. Amen to that. Aww. Wait. We need to do this one. Mr. Van Horn. How's little Solomon Sharper doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. Has he, you know, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination? Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modal, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind was not developed enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmolded clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. Two activities I am endeavoring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job, and the whole town is ready to help out however we can. Can't wait to teach him to throw a baseball.
Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
That would be acceptable. This way. Wait. Who's the bunnies? Oh. Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Did you want to come with? Okay, for a split second, I was like, wait, how's his dad back? But no, he's talking about the tombstone. Even after everything I did, you'd still...
Mr. Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now. Jeff!
With
Oh,
perennial harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Jeff's wild ride. Okay. Come on, come on. No one is too big, no one is too small. Or Jeff's wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
Just one piece of candy for the ride of your life. Who's next? Oh my god. I mean, yeah, it's basically like a water slide. If you let them go through the tubes as well. I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning, I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in. It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds like an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root-worthy. You're gonna be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't gonna be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. My mom prepared this tree especially for you. This is for our dad. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of Old Beacon Pines and thrive as things warm up. It's perfect. Yup. Oh. Yeah, it's for our dad. That's a good-looking tree, being a special occasion and whatnot. This ride's on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. Oh, everybody's coming? Okay, nice.
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along. I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending. I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some time alone now. You good? Yep, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know, you don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're part of our group. Missing? Let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh god. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I found the perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Mom, can I ask you a question? This is so jarring to me to now be referring to her as Mom and not Gran. Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looked like? Forget his voice? No, because so much of him lives in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more. Because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Aww. Hey, Dad. Dr. Modwell says that over the next few years this place should warm up, so you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper or stood up for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. That doesn't mean you didn't mean you didn't love us. Aww. Might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. Aww.